This video is intended to describe a lightblade talisman named Tranquility. I will start with the main blade banding consisting of clear quartz and Larimar to be an ignition circuit like so. And I'll be employing my well-loved, dilapidated, crude chakra map I drafted up for these description videos a while back to be a visual guide reference to the stimulation points of the energy field octaves. So clear quartz obviously is a very neutral programmable natural carrier of current and amplifier, and hence it works as a perfect subcapacitator to the primary focus of the Larimar. Larimar is an incredible 5th and 6th stimulant of extreme soothing capacity, as well as projective voice impeccability, as well as extreme soothing aspects to the internal-external worlds. So it's a great oasis of calm tranquility generator, hence the archetypal name utilizing Larimar with tranquility is very much in honor of its natural vibratory output, not to mention through an exaggeration of an intensification circuit, if you would. So Larimar, of course, is an incredible soothing, high truth frequency broadcast. That is the primary apex of this blade banding like so. Then going into the transmutation ratio, which is the ignition sequence of smoky quartz and hematite in tandem, to produce a very strong grounding, purifying of all excess energy, and grounding all excess energy in through the base chakra, into the earth stars, and into the earth meridian matrix for reprocessing. So naturally having that successful grounding discharge also brings all the tangibility of these rarefied elements in one circuit into the ground for most, obviously making it real. As well as being a lovely etheric Teflon subroutine as the energy courses through this entire matrix as it closes its circuit. Then the very apex band is a very specialized frequency utilization of peridot and clear quartz in this conjunction. Peridot is an amazing 3rd and 4th chakra stimulant, as well as being an impeccable 528 megahertz resonant frequency, or basically the color frequency analog of chlorophyll. So growth as well as expansion and extreme positivity is very much the nature of peridot, hence its utilization of the apex band will be very advantageous to the recipient of this device to just a frequency of increase in the most positive ways possible, as well as being a very amazing heart opener to the highest octave in tandem with one's will. So when you combine those two spheres together, your heart's will becomes the dominance of vibration, which is a very advantageous disposition to live reality, at least in my humble opinion. Then down right here, this would be considered almost a main engine of golden healer quartz, which is a fantastic gold white light high heart chakra stimulant to source, or the Christ resonance central sun creation emanation alignment. So its placement right there is quite critical in a very functional spirit tool, so to speak. Okay, so that'd be just the basic blade scaffolding as well as the engine addressed. Then down here at the very apex tip of this device is actually a bolt of fulgurite, which is petrified lightning, which carries the energy of lightning striking sand crystallized into formats, which gives a very massive light-bodied boost to the entire chakra column from earth stars to soul stars, everything in between, with the force of lightning mimicked in a frequency. So obviously having this terminated to the primary wire, which consists of copper, brass, and silver spooled together to be the trifecta of the 3 metals as the primary function, all the frequencies are grounded into. And also, back to more concise aspects with the fulgurite. Fulgurite is a very powerful aspect of intensification of prayer to one's highest truth as well as a massive intensification to prayer, which was based on shamanic utilizations of First Nation tribes of medicine women and medicine men, utilizing this frequency to intensify their prayers back to spirit. So, of course, having that being said, as a quick little disclaimer as well, or preface, is that all forementioned and post-mentioned stones from that point of what I just said right now will of course be wire wrapped to one conducting circuit to produce a vibratory output generation. Which means that every stone mentioned right here, of course, will be in tandem with each other in the ignition order so that the properties and frequencies are all in a closed loop consistent reactive circuit. So basically vibrational compound interest for every frequency mentioned from this point forward will be applied to one containment field. Anyhow, I digress as usual in these description videos. And so to truly honor the aspect of the blue ray focus of tranquility is a larger piece of blue lace agate, which is a fantastic stabilizer of the 5th chakra. And a great stone for counselors and any kind of course, practitioner to have a stabilized 5th chakra while they speak of their highest truth in service to those under their jurisdiction. So naturally, a very well utilized frequency in my repertoire that is very impeccable for, most importantly, stabilizing the 5th chakra, which is, of course, like I said, very complementary to the primary focus in tandem with the Larimar. Then above that guy is the legendary Moldavite. Moldavite is a very powerful green ray storm elemental stone from the heavens. It has a great amount of Grail legend association with its intensive green ray activations, as well as a little bit of infamy in this timeline for being a dramatic dharmic accelerant to one's reality. So its high heart capacity to spirit is rather intensive in its transformative capacities, which could almost be considered volatile. It puts great strain on the false self matrix of the belief systems that are not in the highest alignment to source of their divine blueprint manifest or their dharmic configuration, if you would. So hence its notoriety or infamy for being a very very destructive volatile stone is of course an opportunity to be a great alchemical crucible engager. And so with that concept in mind, as a quick little preface as well, is that all the other frequencies mentioned in the subroutine with this small piece of this very potent dharmic accelerant, as I put it, will be grounded, purified, stabilized, and transmuted. So obviously it's about getting the most out of that particular cosmic agent right there, while mitigating the growing pains is always my big chief concern with vibrational engineering. So that'd be the amazing stone of synchronicity, Moldavite described in brief, with dramatic connotations to one's highest truth fully manifest in their reality, as well as the pristine connection to the heart of creation, and a very force of a hurricane nature by itself unmitigated, but like I digressed, it has aspects of being well diffused and buffered to get the most out of that, while, like I said, making it stable and smooth as possible to one's highest dharmic blueprint manifest and their conscious self. Then above that is another amazing dharmic accelerant, a little less famous but quite much a gold cousin to Moldavite, being Libyan gold tektite. Libyan gold tektite was utilized by the pharaohs of old to be very powerful frequencies of Ra or Horus, and was carved into a scarabid oftentimes in their breastplate finery they wear in ancient Egypt for its very powerful cosmic power. So Libyan gold tektite is a very powerful stimulant to the sacrum and solar plexus chakras in tandem, so you can consider it being a fire elemental stone with high storm overtones of a fully illuminated golden ray light body activation. And its capacity to activate the solar plexus to the highest capacity is virtually unrivaled in the mineral kingdom. So the aspect of one's intent and will is dramatically intensified with the aspect of Libyan gold tektite. So it's also very physically energizing as well as very strengthening to one's creativity capacities. So that'd be the dharmic accelerants in tandem, very fantastic combo. I'll flip over this side of the blade face to discuss prehnite. Prehnite is an amazing 3rd and 4th stimulant of the water and earth frequencies in tandem. So just like the peridot mentioned up here, is a fantastic agent to stimulate the 3rd and 4th, the heart and the will, in tandem. Except prehnite is a very amazing healing stone that heals the healers, most famously coined from many different authors. And it's a very powerful frequency to bring extreme healing and soothing of the mind, the body, and the heart, as well as being a very powerful way to be a very, very successful core wound depatterner, which is very, very advantageous for any light worker or healer in the path of carrying that frequency naturally as a background filter in talisman format to be worn, to naturally have that energy in the background to any endeavor they do for their service to creation, as well as being an impeccable Raphael, the Archangel frequency alignment, like analog frequency, if you would. So it brings a tremendous amount of healing in all capacities in all spheres of the bodies, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. Then above that, to fully augment that concept into reality, is the lovely Seraphinite. Seraphinite is an incredible full chakra calm stimulant of the green ray, obviously, which of course resonates with the heart chakra, but also expands the entire light body in tandem. So seraphonite is named after the seraphim archangels and is very much honoring that name based on its vibratory effects, if you would. And so seraphonite is a very, very powerful stone for full chakra calm activation, full light by activation, as well as being a very powerful dismantler of dis-ease throughout the entire chakra calm from top to bottom. And is very, very effective for the capacity of clearing any impediments of a fully functional light body manifesting on the conscious self. So it's quite the amazing master healer in its own right. So naturally, having that on the direct termination to the lovely prehnite has tremendous capacity for dramatic, tangible healing is the goal, of course. So I'll be getting into this section right now, which will actually eventually will have this white leather installed on top of it to be a color therapy insulator, as well as a way to protect the subtle stones stacked in the circuit in this section. So this will be where the hood will be installed after this video before it flies the nest to live happily ever after with the recipient. But I'll discuss the aspects of what's under the hood that also are playing critical functions in this device's successful trajectory. So down right here, try to get a really good picture of it. This right here is the lovely shungite. Shungite is very much in vogue right now for being a stone frequency that is carbon-based black ray that is very famous right now for successfully diffusing and mitigating the effects of 5G radiation affecting the subtle DNA of the human morphic field. So its utilization to be a very effective countermeasure to any kind of detrimental frequencies that are man-made in this timeline has been very highlighted and well utilized across the board, so hence it's in vogue. So having a little dose of that will be of course another way to have a dramatic purification throughout the entire structure. Then this section is rather important as well for the functionality of a passive program in discussing the jasper and agate utilization. So like aforementioned, this guy right here was blue lace agate, which is a stabilizer to the 5th chakra. But why that's important in tandem with these guys is that every single aspect of stability from the earth, with red jasper being a stabilizer of the base chakra, to fire agate, which stabilizes the base, sacrum, and solar plexus, then to moss green agate, which stabilizes the 4th chakra, the green ray heart chakra. Having the combination of all that stability, of course, gives a whole stabilized overture of the different elements in tandem. That's why I mention them as a group oftentimes, because they ping off each other with the most stabilized vibrations of all in the mineral kingdom virtually, with the agates, to be a very successful way to stabilize that aspects of earth, fire, and water. Okay, so then right here is the lovely petalite. Petalite is a lithium-based clear ray stone that is fantastic for stimulating the 6th and 7th chakras, as well as being a very powerful inducer of the higher self-witness state to see things from the highest divine perspective. Then, of course, the lovely, amazing rose quartz, a very well-utilized stone in the mineral kingdom based on its impeccable high heart pink ray divine love emanation. Even a small dose goes a long way in one of these little closed loop circuits, so obviously the power of love is very paramount and very obviously important. And to further augment that aspect of the pink ray, on the backside right here would be kunzite. Kunzite is a lithium-based pink ray divine love generator, which has a more intensively soothing capacity than rose quartz of the receptivity of the pink ray to bring a very strong, soothing, divine love resonance in the heart chakra, which is very, very important aspect spiritual. Okay, then right here is serpentine from my backyard. Serpentine from Mount Shasta. So serpentine's a very fantastic kundalini activator and light body stimulant in its own right. So naturally, in tandem with everything else, it's a very fantastic way for cellular respiration of the ideal energy template manifest physically, which is, of course, aka glowing health through divine resonance, would be a very strong foundational piece for that aspect. And to further boost the aspects of kundalini from the bottom up would be a little piece of black tektite. Black tektite is a black ray stone, which is oftentimes the product of a nickel-iron meteorite entering the Earth sphere, vaporizing the sand, turning into a glass. So you can consider that almost like a space obsidian. So, carrying that extraterrestrial cosmic jolt entering the Earth's plane has very explosive, intensive consequences to the energy body of carrying the energy recorded in the crystalline structure. So, since the black gray stone, it mostly, of course, grounds up, but it's a full light body Kundalini activator stimulant as well as a dramatic intensifier and strengthening of light body subtle energy. So, like I've mentioned before, even a small dose of that guy will go a long way in a closed-loop circuit reactive device. So that would be most of the crystalline structure described, and I intentionally saved this part for last to be a capstone to put things in perspective. So down on both sides right here on the core of the wooden oak core, seen right here, which once again comes from my backyard, is the aspect of sanded out selenite. So selenite is an amazing white-gray stone that it's kind of buried, trying to get a very good obvious indication of that frequency. Selenite found right here, and I will get into the kyanites wrapped to them after I describe the selenite component. So selenite on both sides right here, as part of the core of the device, if you would, is a very amazing 6th, 7th, 8th soul star, non-physical chakra engagement. You can think of it as a gateway to the higher self, Godhead capacity of the conscious self. So it's a very fantastic clear of the higher chakras, as well as any densities in the field that would be impeding the proper flow of energy of one's ideal platform. But where it truly shines in a spirit tool is the aspect of taking all the stones I've mentioned thus far. It will take the entire frequency algorithm. It will purify all the stones in the circuit. It will amplify all the stones in the circuit, and then most importantly, harmonize all the stones in the circuit. So you take the trifecta of purification, amplification, and harmonization of all aforementioned frequencies, and makes a very successful frequency broadcast platform. So that's the part that's actually pretty exciting about discussing selenite, is that when in tandem, it takes all these guys, like I mentioned, harmonizes, purifies, and accelerates them in that trifecta of impeccable grace, if you would. So that's that. Then I'll discuss the kyanites. Right here is black, green, orange, and blue kyanites. The 4 kyanite spectrums easily available to me. Kyanites are very effective for rapidly transferring energy throughout the entire energy field and be a very reactive buffer device, if you would. So black kyanite dramatically grounds all excess energy into the earth very quickly. Orange kyanite stimulates the sacrum to the highest source configuration compatibility. Green kyanite dramatically intensifies the connection to the heart to the highest configuration in their spirit alignment. And blue kyanite, of course, will assist in the left and right hemisphere of the neural pathways optimized to the highest configuration in tandem with their dharmic configuration. Which means that all the kyanites rapidly bridge energy to make rapid transfers for tangible magic and, most importantly, just keep the vibration of one's highest truth constantly bridged into the conscious self, the physical self, for tangible magic. So that would be the crystalline summarization of tranquility. So obviously, this is a very soothing, dynamic device of highest truth, with the Larimar being the primary focus. And once, like I said, this is all said and done, before it flies the nest, it will have a white leather hood installed, like so, to be the capstone. And tranquility is a very powerful, soothing, like I mentioned, very dynamic device into the recipient's destined role, and is a very, very, very lovely, actually, and to put it quite simply. And having the Larimar circuit, like I mentioned, being the dominant focus of the vibration, all working in tandem with the aforementioned frequencies, is a very advantageous way to keep the 5th chakra focus of one's highest truth at the forefront of their endeavors in service to creation, to put it quite simply. Well, I think that's been enough of a digression on this little Blu-ray guy. 1,000 blessings to anyone watching this, and I pray we all have a great day, and may the Force be with us all.